It's time to love the lanes again. From some of southeastern Wisconsin's finest bowling centers, this is the Brew City Bowling Show.
Good morning, bowling fans. Thanks for joining us on the Brew City Bowling Show from Country Lanes in Franklin this morning. It's the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series finale. We had a lot of fun over the last 15 Wednesdays here at Country Lanes. Fun finals every week, and now our top 5 points earners for the season are battling it out in a stepladder final for $1,000 in cash for our first place winner today. They're also going to have some shots at the American Place Casino jackpot shots, spare for dough. Lots of money out there for our players. Who's going to take home that big money? Only way you're going to find out. Come back here to Country Lanes after this break as our opening stepladder match hits the lanes.
I'm excited to check this place out.
It's got to be better than our usual.
Feel invisible at other casinos?
Welcome. Great to see you.
Hey, we see you. Because at American Place, we go above and beyond to deliver not just great gaming and dining, but personal service and attention where nothing is overlooked. Especially you. American Place Casino.
Long time no see. You have no idea.
Join the Bourbon Club for free at Country Lanes. Enjoy discounts on every pour and have your chance to win some great monthly prizes. Enjoy a pour before or after a great pizza at Country Lanes in Franklin. We started the morning off here on the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series final with a match between Scott McDougall, who you're going to see here throw an opening triple, against Kevin Degner. Degner catching a 32-pin handicap advantage in this match, but unfortunately with that early triple here by McDougall, Degner found himself in a bit of a hole. Degner fought back. Here you see a nice strike here in the 5th frame on the wall shot. Comes back again in the 7th frame with another strike. But after that, Degner finds some problems. Gets up in the 8th frame, goes high. Lucky enough to break up the split, but unfortunately missed the 4-7, and then a real errant shot in the 9th frame. Doesn't get the wall shot on the crossover, leaving the 3-5-6. McDougall then takes care of business, steps up in the 9th frame, big strike, and then his first shot in the 10th was American Place Casino jackpot shot. There's $50 of free play in McDougall's back pocket, and he advances with a 235 to 192 victory over Kevin Degner. And on to our second match here at Country Lanes in Franklin for the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series final. Jack Dyslin, your number 3 seed, battling the winner of our opening match, Scott McDougall. Dyslin with the lane choice. He's going to start things off here. He's a little more confident. Having to finish on lane 4, so he's not scared of having ball in hand in that 10th frame. Dyslin, just 17 years old. Any money he wins today, he'll be receiving in scholarship money, as these two players look to battle all the way to that championship match. Laying in the wings for the winner of this match is going to be Mike Mueller. And our top seed today, Christian Peterson. Peterson already with $500 in the back pocket. Looking to double that if he can take home the championship. For Scott McDougall, big opening game for McDougall, looking to improve on that score here against Dyslin. And both of our players have started this game with a strike. McDougall recently turned 50 years of age. You saw him as our over 50 player last week here on the Brew City Bowling Show when we had the over 50, under 50 mixed trios from Classic Lanes in Greenfield, as his team with Noel Wolter and Robbie Peschel finished in 2nd place on that show. Let's see what McDougall can do here. That one definitely a bit left. And 3-6-10 stands for McDougall. This Country Lanes house pattern, a little bit forgiving, especially if you miss a bit to the right. If you miss to the left a little bit, especially as deep inside as McDougall's playing, a little less of a chance to have that ball hit the pocket. See what he can do here, cross lane on the spare, and he gets the cover made. Now Dyslin's going to have a 14-pin handicap advantage. You see it there on the score sheet in orange. So our competition all summer long here for the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series was handicapped to the base of 80% of the difference between the bowler's average and 230. So Dyslin going to have a 14-pin handicap advantage. And he also needs a little bit more fingers in the ball. As you see right there, he's smirking on the way back. Paralyzed 5, though. Watch the replay. You're going to see the 2-pin and the bowling ball hit the 5-pin at the same time. Actually, it was the 4-pin on the wall shot. So a little bit of a bad break there for Dyslin. Dyslin does his bowling here at Country Lanes. Also does a little bit of work here as well, as he's all over that 4 3/4 pin as he gets the spare. So we're even on the scoreboard. Once again, Dyslin getting that 14-pin advantage here in this match. Dyslin also, you can see on his left sleeve wearing that D-Saw patch for the Down Syndrome Association of Wisconsin. Big supporters of that D-Saw organization here at Country Lanes. They've raised over $25,000 here this summer for Down's syndrome awareness. And Dyslin on that shot just can't get the scramble on the light hit. You see McDougal's going to have another chance at the American Place Casino jackpot shot when he steps up in his half of the third frame. So Dyslin goes to the polyester ball. I asked him his favorite breakfast food. He said none. You got to have something for breakfast, Jack. Get your day after that good start. We're going to have to talk to your mom and dad about your eating habits. There you see McDougal getting ready to step up. He already has $50 in free play for American Place Casino from match number 1. Looking to double it to 100 here. If he can strike again with that red, white, and blue head pin in place. Scott's favorite breakfast food loves a good corned beef hash with some eggs, and you can get that at La Americaine down at American Place Casino. Get down there early enough in the morning for breakfast, and he's got $100 in free play now between his 2 jackpot shot conversions. Watch the replay here for McDougal. Just has that ball walking in up the outside boards, right flush in the pocket. And now if McDougal can throw a double here in the 4th frame, he'll have Dyslin's advantage down to single digits due to the handicap differential in the match. And how about that for McDougal? McDougal, a 225 average coming in. Dyslin, a 207. So 80% of that difference between the two players is that 14 pins that Dyslin's receiving as handicap in this match. Let's see what Dyslin can do here in a 4th frame. He just has had an issue with carrying the light shots. Can he make the adjustment to get high flush in the pocket? And a little light once again, and that reaction, sometimes you get that urethane bowling ball. A little smoother reaction, can't quite turn the corner, face the pocket properly, and a lot of single pins can be the result. You see there for Dyslin, that's actually not a urethane ball. It's got a definite urethane movement to it. Let's see if Jack can keep the score sheet clean here. Cross lane on the spare attempt, and knocks it right down. So Dyslin looking for a little revenge in the Junior Hall of Fame tournament coming up in 2025. As last year he bowled with a team that got knocked out by E.J. Tackett. Great Hall of Fame appearance by Tackett. And we'll see the lineup coming up soon for that Junior Hall of Fame tournament. November 9th, new location this year, Sussex Bowl. If you haven't already started to follow the Junior Hall of Fame tournament on Facebook, make sure you follow that page, and that's just out the window for Dyslin. I don't know if it's just a little bit of frustration with coming light for 3 consecutive shots. Tried to amp up the speed and rev rate with that ball change, and just not the right read. So let's see what Dyslin can do here. Keep the scoreboard clean. All over that 1-2-4. We're going to head for the commercial break. We'll be back here for Country Lanes and this American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series Final after this short break.
Join the Bourbon Club for free at Country Lanes. Enjoy discounts on every pour and have your chance to win some great monthly prizes. Enjoy a pour before or after a great pizza at Country Lanes in Franklin.
Keep within our time constraints. We had Scott McDougal bowl through the commercial break. McDougal in the beverage frame, comes up a little light, manages to roll the 2-pin. Put that 3-bagger on the board. No such luck, though,
in the 6th frame as that one got out a little right, a little quick, and this house pattern really responds with friction and just enough at the 610 to knock it down. So McDougal now in the lead by about 8 pins with that handicap differential factored in. So Dyslin's going to need to start throwing some doubles here. Try to get back in the lead. There you see McDougal talking to Bob Nowacek. Nowacek, one of our weekly winners during the Summer Sweeper Series this season. Bob was really hitting the Bags Leagues up here at Country Lanes over the summer, 2 nights a week for the Bags League. We saw him on occasion in the Summer Sweeper Series with some respectable showings. Good to see Bob out here supporting his good friend Scott. Dyslin says his favorite bowling teammate is Evan Warren. Likes to get a chance to bowl Evan whenever he can. And let's see if we can throw a double here like Evan Warren. And that one, once again, a little quick through the break point. Definitely was farther left than last time on that lane, but with house patterns, you get that flood of oil between 10th board and 10th board, and you don't get that ball projected into the dry quick enough. You just see that ball really late and turning over. And now Dyslin in a world of hurt, as he knows his opponent has been throwing a lot of strikes. And even though Dyslin's been keeping the score sheet clean, lack of a double through his first 7 frames has him behind in this match. So McDougal checking out the slide sole once again. Always good to make sure you haven't picked up any residue from walking around. And McDougal with that, well, it's a 4-step approach, but you see that first step so small, it's more timing than anything, and basically a 3-step delivery for McDougal. And that one, the wall shot, doesn't have the head pin take out the 7. And we'll have to see if McDougal is starting to be affected by a little oil transition. And these house patterns, sometimes it takes a little while longer for the oil to move just because bowlers are playing more and more in the dry all the time. But he could be experiencing a little bit of movement, especially with Dyslin playing farther left on the lane than McDougal. So right now McDougal's maximum score is 247. Dyslin can still keep it close with that handicap differential, as Dyslin's maximum score with his handicap 239, so less than a marked difference between our bowlers as we enter the last 3 frames of our second match, and that needs a lot of help. And well, he almost got lucky for a backdoor strike there, but McDougal really let that one out. We saw an errant shot before by Dyslin on a ball change, and I'm wondering if some of that oil maybe got out there for McDougal. He was a little off balance as well. I'm sure if you asked him right now, he would say that was not a textbook release. And this should be just right on both pins. Well, that's not the way you normally want to make it. I don't know if he was practicing a strike shot there or not. McDougal still keeps the lead. And now it's up to Dyslin to really put some pressure back on. If Dyslin can double in the 8th and 9th frames. Dyslin's sticking with that more aggressive bowling ball, so he's really going to make sure the speed is up on this shot. He's got that ball speed up by about 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour from where we first saw him in this match with a different ball. And now with the 225 scratch maximum, 239 with his handicap, Dyslin can really get himself set here for a big finish. Pretty much a must-strike situation for Dyslin here in the foundation frame. You see that 2-handed delivery. That's a little bouncy on the lane, and ooh, almost a ripper 7-10 for Dyslin. He has not had much success on the light hit today, and that wasn't the case when he won back in week 8 here in the Summer Sweeper Series. He had light hits, flush hits, all carrying well for him that evening. And with some great finishes during the rest of the season, that found Dyslin our number 3 seed in points coming into the stepladder. And now McDougal can finish it off here.
A strike in the 9th, strike first ball of the 10th, and good count in the 11th would have McDougal advancing the bull against Mike Mueller in our semifinal match. That's on target line there for McDougal. Yeah, beautifully thrown. As McDougal knows now, strike on this ball. I'm moving on. I'm adding another $100 in my pocket, as the loser of this match is only taking home $300. Our winner today taking home $1,000. So just a little bit of a different payday for these players as they get knocked out of the stepladder finals. Oh my, that was just a bad release once again by McDougal. Very quick, very right. Don't know, maybe it was a bit of the nerves, knowing a strike there shut out his opponent. But there you see just well right, and even the drier boards on this Country Lanes house pattern aren't going to give him the chance to respond. And get back in the pocket. Let's see what he does here on the spare conversion. That needs some help. Wow, that's not the way they usually draw that up. As McDougal once again, instead of having that ball go right down the line on the 1-2-4, McDougal making it like a pocket strike. Open frame there could have been real deadly, but good count here is going to force Dysland to double in the 10th. So a strike here would give McDougal $215, which he gets. So Jack Dysland's going to have to double in the 10th frame. Needs to get to, actually he needs all three in the 10th. No, he needs a double in 7. So double in 7 is enough for Dysland, as that would give him the 216 with his handicap. That would give him 202 scratch. So the young man, he's responded to pressure earlier this summer with a victory here in a Sweeper Series week. That's going to need some help to get there. Yeah, you could just tell that ball wasn't going to pick up once again. Kept it on line, just amped the speed slightly, and Dysland's going to be going home with that $300 in scholarship money he'll receive with a 4th place finish. And Scott McDougal is going to move on to our semifinal against Mike Mueller. I'll tell you what, I would not want to be bowling Mueller right now. He was the winner of our final week of the regular season on the Summer Sweeper Series. He's got to be your favorite in the next match. We'll come back here to Country Lanes for that semifinal.
Hey, Steve, your favorite slots are open.
They remember my name and my game?
Your usual, Steve?
They're like mind readers.
Blackjack!
Is this heaven?
No, it's American Place Casino.
Wait, are you in my head?
Come on, Steve. That'd be weird.
We're not mind readers, but we create an experience that's just for you. American Place Casino.
This place rules!
I know, right?
Get your 5-player teams together for the inaugural Root River Classic, featuring a $20,000 guaranteed first place team prize. Just a $250 entry fee for your team with optional singles and scratch team events. The Root River Classic is going to run from November 14th until December 28th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Register using the QR code you can see on your screen, or go to rootriverwi.com for tournament details. Prize money keeps creeping up here at Country Lanes in Franklin for our American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series Finals. Loser of this match goes home with $400. Winner of this match between Mike Mueller and Scott McDougal has a chance at $1,000. They can take down our top seed Christian Peterson in that championship match. Here's your number 2 seed, Mike Mueller, starting things off. Mike does his bowling here at Country Lanes. Averages 206, so he's going to get himself a few pins of handicap advantage over Scott McDougal. He's going to actually get himself 28 pins as the differential. So McDougal, he's battled a couple of bowlers he's had to give pins up to earlier in this stepladder, and it hasn't seemed to bug Scott too much. Let's see what Mueller can do here for his opening frame, looking to just keep it clean, and converts that 2-pin after coming up light on his first shot. McDougal 2 wins so far this morning, with a low game of 215 in those 2 wins. So I would expect he'll probably have to pick up the pace a little bit against Mike Mueller, especially knowing that Mike won our last Wednesday night sweeper on this same pattern to help get Mueller into the number 2 seed, and McDougal picking up right where he's left off with that opening frame strike. Scott McDougal says if he could have a walk-in song, he would love to have the same walk-in song The Undertaker had with Rest in Peace. I don't know if he's going to be that much into taking down Mueller to have him rest in peace, but definitely wants to take this one and have his chance at the $1,000. Rolls up, and that was just a little weak entering the pocket. You can see the head pin real quick off the sideboards and prevented the 2, 4, and 5 from getting over at the 7 pin. That ball faces up another 6 inches sooner on the lane, gets a little more flush in the pocket. Dougal carries that one, gets his early double, and really cuts into that handicap advantage that Mueller's going to have at the moment. And the cover for McDougal keeps him close after his opening 2 frames. Yeah, last thing you want to do if you're McDougal is give away any pins at all early in the match. And odds are, obviously, you're not going to shoot 300, but you also don't want to give away any missed makeable spares to your opponent and give them those 11 or 12 pins every time that happens. Good shot there. Oh, Mueller comes up a little light again, so he's 2-pin for his first 2 shots. Says his favorite teammate is his best friend from Florida named Larry. Always very competitive, driving each other to do better on the lanes. Nobody driving Mueller this afternoon but himself, as he should have no problem taking the scenic route at that 2-pin, and it comes up. Trying to get a read on the pocket as well. We're throwing it that way. Let's see if Mueller can get himself a little more flush in the pocket in the 3rd frame. Loves the movie Days of Thunder. I'm sure he can't wait for the sequel 30 years late for Days of Thunder to be coming out in the next couple of years. Let's see if that actually happens. I've heard it's happening, but then again, sometimes you hear sequels are supposed to make their way out and they just don't get there. And that's light once again. Oh, and a huge break there for Mike Mueller, rolling out the 2-pin from behind. He knows he's going to need to make a bigger adjustment on the lane, as no way he can afford to come up light, and especially the last thing you want to do in this situation is get the ball a little quick and then leave a 2-10 instead of just the 2-pin. McDougal's always wanted to bowl a game with Jason Belmonte just because he says he's the GOAT. Well, he's one of the GOATs. I mean, with the way bowling's changed over the years from, shellac lane surfaces and hard rubber bowling balls all the way till today with the 2-handed style and reactive resin bowling balls with aggressive cores inside them to help the ball hook. Scott didn't need any aggression on that shot. That was just all mitt, getting that ball to drive through the pocket. But I would definitely put Belmo as one of the bowlers on the Mount Rushmore of bowling. And McDougal, yeah, he's got that turn and burn look right now, and unfortunately on lane 3, that's not going to help him out getting in the pocket. We saw him leave the light 7-pin a little earlier with that turn and burn reaction. Now leaves a light 4-pin. As there you see, Mike Mueller's going to have a chance for the American Place Casino jackpot shot when he steps up in the 4th frame. We've already seen McDougal convert that twice today. McDougal with the $100 in American Place Casino free play already in his back pocket, looking to expand on that if he gets a chance. And the spare there keeps McDougal close, but that handicap differential right now is what has Mike Mueller in the lead entering his half of the 4th frame. And as we said, a little extra on the line here for Mueller, as he has the American Place Casino jackpot shot with that red, white, and blue head pin. He's won a couple of those already this summer when he's made our weekly finals. Looking to get another $50 in fun. Down in Waukegan. Looks pretty good, and he splashes the rack, so a little speed adjustment there, it looked like. Mike Mueller just kept the pace a little bit slower, gave that ball some time to react, and he gets all 10 down. First double of the game on the board for Mueller. Always wants to go back to Florida whenever he gets a chance. Lots of friends he still has down there, and you can't miss a good day at the beach, he says. Oh, that needs some help. Wow, he got that one to hold somehow. Pretty incredible. He got that to work through. And a three-bagger on the board, and it's not quite mandatory strike mode for Scott McDougal, but he's got to put a couple on the board, keep the pressure on the opponent. If he goes spare, or worse here, his next two frames, this could turn into a runaway for Mueller before you know it. McDougal 2 for 2 on this lane so far, so lane 4 is the one he's comfortable on. And once again, gets that strong roll. 6-pin goes to the sideboard, takes down the 10, and McDougal trying to keep it close. McDougal's always wanted to go back to Hawaii if he ever has a chance, just because it feels like paradise while you're there. I've never been there, but from the people I've talked to, that's one of the words that's used very often for our 50th state. So let's see what Scott can do here. Looking for a double. Gets it done. Makes the adjustment. We're going to get into our commercial break for the semifinal match. Join us back here for Country Lanes. Who's going to advance to the championship match for this American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series Final? We had Mike Mueller continue bowling through the commercial break to stay on time here this morning on the Brew City Bowling Show. And working already on 3 strikes in a row. A little weak getting in the pocket. The weak 10 left in the 6th frame by Mueller. Picks it up nicely. Shakes off the dust in the 7th frame as right back in the pocket. And the head pin comes back across, takes the 10 out with the messenger. And a pretty decent sized advantage here for Mueller getting into the second half of our match. McDougal can strike out here. Still put 260 on the board. That would force Mueller to keep striking. Mueller right now can get the 258 scratch. Mueller does have that 25-pin handicap adjustment, as well as McDougal gets everything to mix up nicely. Put that turkey on the board. And with the strike here for McDougal, he's going to find himself down by about 15 pins getting into the last 3 frames of the match. So you see headpin does the job that time in the 7. We didn't see it happen earlier in this match. And now, hey, can McDougal make it 3 for 3? Put $150 in American Place Casino free play in his pocket with his jackpot shot. That needs help. He just tried to fit that shot. It just did not look comfortable coming out of his hand. Maybe the combined pressure of having the jackpot shot and knowing you still need the strike to stay in the match was a little too much that time for McDougal. But that 3-6 definitely not an easy spare to convert in this situation. Stays with the strike ball. He's going to flatten it out a bit. Tries to get a little more end over end roll, and that's the problem when you get any type of hook into that 3-pin and a 3-6 combo. You have the chance to chop it, and that's going to be most likely match done for McDougal. You see there, he knows he's in a world of hurt at the moment. Especially if Mueller keeps striking here. If Mueller strikes here in the 8th and 9th, it's done. Good out of the hand, mixes it up. 4 tries to stand against the might of one Mike Mueller, but did not resist the effective physics on it. And into the right channel, that 4-pin went. Watch that replay. Headpin does all the work, slap off the sideboard, and with aggression on the 4-pin. Taking it all the way into that 10-pin gutter. Well, shot of the day here from Mueller. He strikes here, barring a foul and 2 gutter balls in the 10th frame or something of that nature. He's going to go to the championship match against Christian Peterson. And he's made that adjustment after going light for 3 consecutive shots early in the game. Only 1 non-strike, a weak 10-pin in the 6th frame between the 3rd frame and the 9th frame. And what a game Mueller's got himself here. And it's looking like he's going to go to our championship match. McDougal, most he can get here is 226. Yeah, and even with any count right now, Yeah, like I said, barring something disastrous on the first ball for Mueller, like going through the face and only taking out 4 pins, or going wide and having some weird washout. McDougal's got to strike out, get that 226, and then something really weird is going to have to happen, let's be honest. So McDougal, 10th frame. Once again, though, even if he doesn't strike out here, he's still taking home $400 for his efforts. And that's all bonus money above and beyond what was paid out in prize money each week for these bowlers. So Kevin Meyer, part of the entry fee each week for the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series, was towards this points fund, but he also had money added into the points fund. And once again, with the sponsorship that we had from American Place Casino and Holt Chevrolet, I mean, we awarded over $4,000 in prizes from just those 2 sponsors. Then we had some weekly sponsors like Matt Urban Racing. We had Bowlers Headquarters in 1 week that gave away a few extra items. We had Summerfest tickets, all kinds of stuff that Kevin got added from some of the local beer distributorships like Beechwood Distributing. And we easily gave away $6,000 to $7,000 worth of extra prizes this summer thanks to all of our sponsors. Along with this great prize fund, over $2,000 on the line today in total for our bowlers, with that $1,000 on top for the winner of the championship match. And you look at Christian Peterson, he's won 2 times this year. He won 2 weeks back-to-back in 2 very different patterns. Mike Mueller, he's won twice this year. He won at week 1, and then he won on week 15. Week 15 was on the same Country Lanes house shot that we're using out here on the lanes today on the Brew City Bowling Show. A couple of great competitors, but I got to put Mueller in just a little bit of an advantage. Just the comfort factor. He's been on the TV show Lights for a Game. He knows how the lanes are playing. He knows how the things have changed since practice. I mean, Christian Peterson is going to get some practice shots during the commercial break. But, yeah, if I was a betting man, slight favorite to Mike Mueller getting into the championship match. Obviously, you can't count a young, strong player like Christian Peterson out. So we're going to let Mueller finish up this game, and we're going to be back with our championship match of the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series between Christian Peterson and Mike Mueller. It's going to be a barn burner, something tells me. We'll see you back here at Country Lanes, here on the Brew City Bowling Show.
All Foxview Lanes and Sussex Bowl League bowlers in the 25-26 league season will have their chance to strike it rich. Their chance at the $15,000 progressive jackpot every time they bowl league.
Get your 5-player teams together for the inaugural Root River Classic, featuring a $20,000 guaranteed first place team prize. Just a $250 entry fee for your team with optional singles and scratch team events. The Root River Classic is going to run from November 14th until December 28th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Register using the QR code you can see on your screen, or go to rootriverwi.com for tournament details. And we're back at Country Lanes for the final, the championship, for the $1,000 on top for the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series. Joining me in the booth shortly will be Kevin Meyer. Oh, here comes Kevin running now. He's got him underway. Kevin, thanks for putting all this together all summer long. We appreciate it. I know the bowlers appreciate it. And now we got Christian Peterson starting off this championship match.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for bringing me in, Phil, for all the fun action here in the finals.
Oh,
but that's not fun.
That is the worst thing that could have happened to him right now with the Ripper 710. Let's check out the replay here. And boy, that ball came off nice off the end of your house pattern here. We've seen a lot of strikes. The couple of weeks we used the house pattern during the Summer Sweeper Series, but as I mentioned earlier, Michael Mueller, when we used it last week, was our winner on the house pattern. You got to kind of make him the favorite in this match.
Yeah, and that ball, just watching the motion, ooh, that danced around in the pit almost there. Almost had a heart palpitating moment there for Christian. But yeah, that ball seemed to be a little bit forward off his hand, and it just kind of rolled forward off the back of the pattern as opposed to making a left turn. But if you're going to do that in frame 1. That's the place for it.
So with the handicap advantage, we equalize everything out for the players once again. 25 pins is the advantage this game for Mueller with his handicap differential over Christian Peterson. So already out to a 3-mark lead, and can he increase it? The 70-foot lane was necessary for that shot there, and I know all your lanes here are USBC certified at 60 feet from the foul line to the head pin, Kevin.
Yeah, thankfully, and I think maybe we're seeing a little bit of nerves here for everybody on those first shots. Both a little wide, both a little forward. See if Mike can fill the frame here and take a little leg up here on Christian to start the finals off.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's a big chunk of difference in prize money. All our matches before this were only $100 different in each level. Second place out of this match, $500. First place, $1,000. I mean, that's a lot of money these guys are thinking about in the back of their mind, no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure. And this is what everybody's been aiming for all summer long, is to get to this point. So everybody's thinking about that $1,000 grand prize, the trophy, everything that goes with it. I even made a big dump check for it. So we should have some fun here.
Well, someone's going to have that big dump check going home with them tonight. When it says $1,000 on it, nothing dumb about it, and nothing dumb on that shot there for Mueller as he keeps that one a little straighter on the target line. Looks like he's picked up his speed a little bit on lane 3. Does this pair usually play a little bit different between lane 3 and lane 4? We've seen some players struggle on lane 3 earlier, and then we've seen other players struggle on the other lane. So is it that much of a difference between the lanes, or is it just more the nerves on the players right now?
Do you want me to give you the proprietor answer or the bowler answer?
Give me the bowler answer first.
The bowler answer is, because I'm giving it to you from my perspective, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Because I'm inaccurate enough that I don't notice the difference. But if you talk to a guy like Matty Wisniewski, he'll tell you that this pair plays different for him on the left side. So,
okay.
So yeah, there could be, and that happens. I mean, lanes play differently. These were used synthetics that were put in when they were put in by the previous proprietor. So I don't know exactly where they were or how they were before. So
right.
Is that a possibility? Definitely, for sure. But I would definitely lean more towards nerves.
Okay. Well, let's see if Christian Peterson can get himself a double here, slice into the deficit he already has against Mueller. And, yeah, much straighter lines both these players seem to be taking here in the championship match. So some of that earlier play towards the middle of the lanes definitely pushed some of that oil. Heavy part of a house pattern, it's always easier to make that oil migrate quicker.
Yeah, for sure. And with all of Christian's hand cutting through that oil in the front part of the lane, it's going to save a lot of that energy for him. So, yeah, we'll see what goes on. And, I'm looking at what they're throwing here, and Mike is throwing the 900 Global Origin, which I can say from a bowler's perspective, I love that ball. That is probably the most underrated ball of the year from last year. So,
and once again, a little quick down lane, doesn't turn the corner properly. And railroads are never easy on flatter shots like we saw a lot of the weeks of the summer here with the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series. But getting the memory back, how to get that ball over the hump of oil in the middle of the lane can be a little bit of a challenge here for Mueller.
Right. Yeah, and if Mike can fill up the frame here, he'll put a little of like his favorite breakfast food, a little gravy on the score there to keep that lead over Christian, because they're even through 3. There's a little bit of that gravy we were talking about. Even through 3, but plus the 25 with his handicap, so that kind of puts it. Or excuse me, they're even through 2, but he's still got the lead here. So we'll see what Christian can do. If Christian can put the pedal down here and start putting some strikes together, like Christian's a 220 plus average bowler, and he's more than capable of doing that on any given moment.
So let's see what adjustment Mueller makes here after that little bit of an errant shot on lane 4. Lane 3 definitely is playing it a little bit wider, and yeah, that one sat up real nice, turning in the pocket beautifully, and no witnesses to the assault for Mueller as all 10 victims disappear into the pit. Is it wrong to call bowling pins victims? I mean, they know what job they're getting into when they're made, right? Animate objects.
That sounds about right. There is wood on the inside of them, so maybe in a grand scheme of things,
it's interesting that Peterson wears tape on his thumb, even though he doesn't put his thumb in the bowling ball. I noticed that very early in the season. I know he tries to avoid calluses and such on his thumb, but I guess that's just the pressure that it gets put on holding on in the backswing for Peterson. It's unique.
And that's the beauty of the sport, is everyone does it different, and that's one of the things that makes every week in and out, no matter what competition you're in, fun, because everybody does it different. And like for me, I'm a one-hander thumb in, but I used to get calluses on my pinky from where that ball rotated off my hand. So it's definitely something everybody does different, but straight at it for that fill.
I forgot he throws one-handed at his spares, so there's a reason why I put tape on your thumb as well. So Christian proving me wrong once again.
You don't know everything, Phil?
Right. No.
Oh.
It's ironic here that we have the battle of our only two-week winners battling out for the $1,000 here on the step ladder. Christian won back-to-back weeks earlier in the season, while Mueller bookended with week 1 and week 15 wins.
Yeah, and the way the the way the scoring for the points that you earn with victories and places and things like that is weighted, it does put an emphasis on how many victories you had, and the tiebreaker put an emphasis on how many victories you had as well, which came into play coming into these finals, where Mike Mueller was able to not only win week 15, but that got him enough points to tie Jack Dyson. But Jack had 1 win, Mike had 2, so that bumped him up in the stepladder, got him here to the finals.
Uh-oh, and a little trouble getting in the commercial break for this game with the open frame. So we're going to have Mueller bowl through the break, and we'll be back here from Country Lanes with the remainder of our championship match. Here's the Fall League openings at Classic Lanes in Greenfield. Great senior leagues on Wednesdays at 9:15 a.m. and Thursdays at 1 p.m. A fun 5-person mixed on Thursdays at 6:30. Get your weekend started with a 4-person mixed on Fridays at 6:45. Get your weekends rolling in a 4-person mixed league every other week on Saturdays or Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Call 414-282-6400 to sign up, or go to ClassicLanesGreenfield.com for all your specials and league info. Join the Bourbon Club for free at Country Lanes. Enjoy discounts on every pour and have your chance to win some great monthly prizes. Enjoy a pour before or after a great pizza at Country Lanes in Franklin. We and our bowlers continue bowling through the break on our championship match for the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series. And Mike Mueller keeps things rolling, blows the rack apart there, 5 into the 7. And looking to extend that string and extend the lead over Christian Peterson. And there, once again, 10 back, no doubt about it. Kevin Meyer, proprietor here at Country Lanes. Mueller trying to run away with this one early.
Yeah, he's racing to the finish line here, and his favorite movie was Days of Thunder, as he said on his bio sheet, and that definitely made some noise that it went through the pins there. So great double there from Mike. Actually, 3-bagger, I believe, was it?
Yep, he's on a 3-bagger now, so Christian Peterson needs to start striking quickly, and that's not the way to do it. Almost a break there to take the 6 down on the 10, but Christian Peterson was down at college at Lindenwood University in the greater St. Louis area after he bowled week 15, had to start school, and drove the 6.5 hours back here today just for this taping, knowing that he had $500 in his back pocket. I wonder if that driving fatigue may be coming into play a little bit for him here.
That could very well, oh, goodness gracious,
Yikes.
He left the 6 there. If my friend Frank Paremba is watching, he was notorious for that one. So I like to say he franked that frame.
Yeah, and now just down by an absolute ton here. He's down by almost 70 pins with just 5 frames remaining. It's going to take a lot of mistakes by Mueller and nothing but strikes here by Peterson for this one to end up with any type of excitement in the 10th frame.
For sure. And never say never. You don't know what's going to happen. You got to go up there and throw your best shot. I don't think that was his best shot. Oh, that one went straight past the 9 and got lucky.
The 9 teased him for a second, but something came back across the pin deck, took it down, and you see the frustration for Peterson on the way back. There's still a glimmer of hope, but you can't count on your opponent making mistakes in situations like this, especially because we saw last game Mueller throwing a game in the 250s. So let's see what he does here.
Yeah, Mike's mindset here is throw good shots, get in the pocket, and stay out of trouble.
A shot like that, he was kind of hoping that 3-pin would have been the head pin for another $50 in the American Place Casino free play, but he's already got $50 from his semifinal win. We've given away $150 in free play from American Place already on the show. We've given away over $2,000 on the season, Kevin. Once again, we have to thank American Place Casino for their support all summer long. Each week of our finals, they awarded jackpot shots and spares for dough, and we had a lot of happy bowlers ended up going down to American Place Casino. Some of them even won a little more money. I know you were one of them.
Hey, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Runaway freight train. I see Justin Seville in the audience there. Oh, yeah, he's cheering on that left-handed strike.
There's the flex.
Yeah, but again, American Place Casino, thank you so much for jumping on board with us here this year and giving us not only great prizes, but a great time and a great company to promote and work through all the fun here this summer. And yeah, I can't say that I've had a bad time since I've been down there a couple of times.
Yeah, so. It's definitely worth the drive. If you're anywhere in southeastern Wisconsin, take the drive. You like a little gambling fun and good odds for your money, you're definitely going to get them down at American Place Casino. And if you like table games and don't like high limits, I was just down there on a Friday night. They still had $10 blackjack. If you go during the weekdays, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's $5 minimums in all the table games. So you can get away with a little budgeted gambling for yourself if that's what you need.
Yeah, for sure. And then another one, too, you can see the bucket right there on the table from Holtz Bowlers, right here in Hales Corners. Holtz, thanks so much, again for jumping on and bringing us those championship buckets every week. Bowlers have absolutely loved getting the bucket and promoting a great company as well in Holtz Motors. So
I heard Mike Mueller's going to open up a part-time car detailing business if he wins this week, so because that'll be his third bucket of the season.
what dance to that?
That's just insult to injury for Peterson right there. I mean, he starts at a ripper 7-10, puts him behind early in the match, and now, the day's done. You just see the frustration. You can't blame the young man.
No, and that's, it's a long way to go to try to win an extra $500, and then when the breaks don't go your way, and then you see your opponent cross over and carry one, that can be frustrating. I can see that.
So it switches to the polyester crosslane on the spare. Doesn't let that one get away. Dead on it. And, Michael Mueller is going to be your APC Summer Sweeper Series champion. And there's been some pretty good bowlers that have won that season-long championship in the past, but this is the only time that we've had a roll-off. Past seasons, it was just if you're in the top 5 in points after week 15, here's your payout. We made them battle it out this year here on the lanes, and it's been a pretty exciting show to this point.
Yeah, and I think this just added another element of, something to battle for as the weeks moved on, and it made it like, hey, you know what? I'm in 7th place right now. I just got to get up to 5th. I need a win. I need a couple points. So it kept a lot more people in it as far as, hunting those payouts that were going to be there. So this was, another element of fun, another element of excitement, and, it's showing here on the lanes. And Mike Mueller is cruising his way to the victory and getting that big check for $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's all but over. So he doesn't even need spares in the last 2 frames. He has this wrapped up already.
I think he heard you.
So, but, I mean, still right now, it can go out for 224 scratch and then pile 25. I mean, he's already passed what Peterson can get. Peterson can only get to 172. So handicap advantage be darned, as they say. No need for it for Mueller as he takes the title scratch, and he's going to get $1,000 to go home. He only gets to keep the championship belt overnight, right, for the big belt we saw in the bucket?
We'll be able to take pictures with it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him about what we want to do with the championship belt.
All right, but he will get his name engraved on the big trophy. He's taking home that Holtz championship bucket, $1,000 in cash, $50 in American Place Casino free play he won earlier. And what a season, though, for Christian Peterson. I mean, he missed a couple of weeks because of other commitments, and he still came out as the #1 points earner. That's impressive when you only have 2/3 of the season and when other players bowled all 15 weeks.
Yeah, and Christian, this was his first year coming out in bowling sweepers this year here, and for those that are college bowlers, league bowlers, anybody who does bowl competitively and wants to bowl different stuff in a different environment, this is a great way to stay sharp all summer long. And Christian proving it, he's coming out making money and putting racks back and having a great time. So,
well, till today, but
hey,
I'll tell you what.
Good payout.
Next May, if you haven't liked the Country Lanes Bowling Alley Facebook page yet, please do so. He'll have all the information on those Summer Sweeper Series events next year. I'm sure American Place will come back with us once again. Give these players a chance for some additional bonus free play down there. And Kevin, can't thank you enough for bringing me in all season long. It was fun doing these live streams on Wednesday nights all summer, and it's been great on this championship round.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. You brought an element of fun and excitement to our Summer Sweeper Series here, and we can't wait for next season. We're looking forward to it for another great time.
All right, we'll come back and talk to our champion, Mike Mueller, after this break here from Country Lanes in Franklin.
Hey, Steve, your favorite slots are open.
They remember my name and my game?
Your usual, Steve?
They're like mind readers.
Blackjack.
Is this heaven?
No, it's American Place Casino.
Wait, are you in my head?
Come on, Steve. That'd be weird.
We're not mind readers, but we create an experience that's just for you. American Place Casino.
This place rules!
I know, right?
Get your 5-player teams together for the inaugural Root River Classic featuring a $20,000 guaranteed first place team prize. Just a $250 entry fee for your team with optional singles and scratch team events. The Root River Classic is going to run from November 14th until December 28th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Register using the QR code you can see on your screen or go to rootriverwi.com for tournament details. What a couple of great games in the stepladder by Michael Mueller. Ends up winning the championship in our final match with a 213 scratch game, 245 handicap over Christian Peterson for the $1,000 top prize. Let's bring Michael in right now. We got a whole bunch of stuff we get to give you. Congratulations. Great bowling, Michael. You won week 1, you won week 15, and now you win the final for the $1,000. How does it feel wrapping up the season this way?
Oh, it's amazing, right? You walk in, you win the first week, got into a little bit of slump, halfway through, kind of getting a little concerned, and had to get my head back together and do small adjustments the whole time. Won last week, so definitely felt confident coming into this week. Just had to compose myself, make good shots, and stay consistent.
Yeah, so not only do you get to add your name to that trophy right there, you're going to get another picture with our proprietor here, Kevin Meyer, with that weekly winner championship belt. That great bucket from Holtz, that's your third one of the season. You're going to be keeping that car immaculate with all the car care products you've received from Holtz. And now our host proprietor, Kevin Meyer, coming in with the big check.
Hi, Mike, congratulations. We got the big check here. Mike, first place in the American Place Casino Summer Sweeper Series. It is absolutely my pleasure to be able to award this every year. And this year, having Phil here doing everything, we get to be able to put a big old check on TV and have some fun with it. So, Mike, great bowling this season. Congratulations. Can't wait till next year.
Yeah, we're going to be back next year. There'll be the 6th year for this Summer Sweeper Series?
Yes, I believe so. It'll be the 6th year. We've got lots of stuff planned, lots of stuff in store. Booth guests, lots of fun. Phil's going to be back with us. We're doing it again.
Yeah, I'm in. So don't forget to come down Bourbon Club here at Country Lanes as well. See Kevin and Leanne Meyer, all the great things they have going on here. Kevin, thanks for hosting us all season. Thanks to American Place Casino, we gave away thousands of dollars in free play to our bowlers all season long. Thanks to Holt Chevrolet for those great winners buckets that we had all season long. Can't wait to come back next year. Short break here for the Brew City Bowling Show until November 1st. We'll be back with that fun 5-player, 4-frame format. Everybody loved the bowling game in the 70s and 80s. We're going to keep it going here on the Brew City Bowling Show starting in November. For our winner, Michael, for Kevin, our host, I'm $2 Phil Bridle. Hey, parents, take the kids bowling because you know they're going to have fun for life. We'll see you in November here on the Brew City Bowling Show.